Right, okay then. So I'm only going to add my nodes as a explore. Okay, so I'm going to keep my table's going to like grow instead of me filling it all in at the start this time. Right, so I've got, and effectively what I'm showing is the open set. So my open set has got one item in it. So I'm going to look for the cheapest F cost, and because there's only one item, it doesn't take me long to search. So I pick the A. I then look at the neighbours, and we've got an undirected graph. All right, so I've got a neighbour B, so I'm going to write the node B down, and it's going to cost me 5. So that's 5 in total. The heuristic for B was 15, so I'm going to write that down, and then I can do the calculation, the plus. So I'm going to say, right, well, that's obviously 20, and the parent was A. I've got another neighbour E, so I'm going to write down node E. You can only do this with the A star, really. Okay. Right, so neighbour E, that was going to cost me 4. So we got the 4 there. So, and the heuristic for that was 18. So 4 plus 18 is 22, and that was parent A. Okay, so that's one iteration. There are no other neighbours. I haven't got a connection there. So I'm going to run again, and you can see that I'm going to pick B this time because that's the cheapest F cost. So close it off. Look at its neighbours. Neighbour A, but that's close, so we can ignore that. It's got a neighbour D. So I'm going to write D down. It's going to cost me 3 to get to D. So that's 5 plus 3. So that's 8 in total. The heuristic for D was 14. So it's 14 from the goal in our estimate. 8 plus 14 is 22. I didn't plan that, but that's actually good. And that was coming from parent B. Now, B's got another neighbour C. So let's add C in. That's going to cost me 10, so that's an expensive one. So that's 5 plus 10, so that's 15. The heuristic for C is 12. So that makes 27 from B. So I've got 3 things in the open set. I'm going to pick the cheapest, but this time we have got 2 that are 22. So the deciding factor will look back at the H column, the heuristic. So the heuristic, remember, is telling me this is a guess at how much further you've got to go. So if we were going to be sensible about it, we're going to go, well, the one that says it's the cheapest, that's the one we should pick then. So if we look at that, the D is got the cheapest H cost. So let's pick D then. So pick it, close it off. Right, neighbours of D. So we've got E, which is open. Still open. It hasn't been closed off. So let's just have a look at that. It's going to cost me 3 to get to D. But it's not 3 because I've got how much it cost me already. So that's 11. That's not cheaper than 4. Don't go any further than, it's a G cost. Don't work out anything else. So don't like update anything. Right, so it's not cheaper. Right, it's got another one. It's got B, but B's closed, so we can ignore that. It's got C, that one's open. So let's have a look at that. So it's cost me 8 so far, a further 5, so that's 13. Oh, that's better than what C's already got. So let's update that. So 13. Update the F cost, that's 13 plus 12 is 25. So you've got loads more updating to do on the A star. And the parent now is D. So D is the better parent. Quicker to get to C from D than it was B. That's what that shows you. Right. Make sure I've closed that. Oh, no, don't do that. I'm working on D, aren't I? Don't close that off. Right. We've got another couple of neighbours that we haven't seen. So we've got a neighbour P. That's going to cost me a further 1. So that's going to be 9. The heuristic for P was 11. That even I can do that one. That's 20. And that was going from D. It's got another neighbour F, which cost me a further 2. So that's 2 plus 8 is 10. The heuristic for F was 13. So that gives me an F cost of 23. No other neighbours. We've looked at each. So that had quite a lot of neighbours, that one. Right, so we're going to process again. So we've got 4 items in the open set. We want the cheapest. So E was the cheapest last time round, but now it's been superseded by P. So the heuristic is guiding us. It's saying, whoa, no, look at P. We just found a new one that looks like it's going to be better. So we pick P. We look at its neighbours. It's got neighbour D, but that's closed, so we can ignore that. It's got a neighbour F. It cost me 9 to get there, and then a further 3, so that's 12. That's not cheaper than what's already there, so that's good. We've got a neighbour C. Right, so it's cost me 9 to get to P, another 7 to get to C, so that's 16. Luckily, that's not anymore because I've run out of space. Try and, when you do these, try and make sure you leave enough space in case you have to do 2 or 3. It'd be very remarkable if the exam board come up with one that's got 3 updates on it, because that's tricky. I mean, this one's worked quite nice, but they were random numbers, so it isn't easy to do. Right, so C, we can't get there any quicker, but it has got this new neighbour S. So let's add our node in. It costs me a further 10, so that's 10 plus 9, so that's 19. The heuristic there is 0. So the F cost is 19. So that was parent P. Right, so we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes in the open set. Now, can you see what this has done that the Dijkstra didn't? It is gone. If you look at just the cost column, there's no way we'd pick S. We just wouldn't. We'd go, oh, hang on, what about E? We haven't explored that one yet. But this one's saying, yeah, but it's not going to cost you anything. So it's cheaper. It's cheaper. So automatically, of the open ones, 22, 20, 23, and 19, we're going to go straight on and pick S. And that is that power of that heuristic. That is where we're going. That is our goal. So we can write down and follow the parent trail. So S came from P. P came from D. Don't try and read it off the diagram because you don't know whether you've changed route and things, remember? So P, what did I say? P came from D. D came from B. B came from A, and A was our starting point. Not our root node, remember? It's our start node. So that is my root. How could you calculate the cost if they asked for that? I've never seen them ask for that. But what would you add at what column of this? Would you need to add anything up? It doesn't. It's not actually the F. Well, it is, but it doesn't have to. It's the G cost, isn't it? Remember, the G is the travel cost. So you don't actually have to do any calculations. You've already done it. All the data is there. Okay. Is there a faster way? Go on. Do it with Dijkstra. Do it with Dijkstra. What did you get when you did it with Dijkstra? Oh, you stop. Right. Do it with Dijkstra. Okay. Because Dijkstra will find the optimal route. Remember, I said it's governed by the heuristic, and I was making those up. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Do it with Dijkstra to prove it yourself, and I'll do it in a sec. So I'll just pause the recording. Oh, how do I pause it on this?